Easier. Sure. Take, take. Lap off the beat. It's like Congratulations for the 13. Excuse me.
It's gonna keep doing this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 2024 or 2025 demo day. Before we begin, I want to go to our office manager, Nicole Smith, to acknowledge the land in which we stand on today.
Thank you, Dan. We will begin this event by acknowledging that the land on which we gather has been inhabited by Indigenous peoples from the beginning. As settlers, we're grateful for the opportunity to meet here and thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Long before today, as we gather here, there have been Indigenous peoples who have been the stewards of this place. In particular, we acknowledge the traditional territory of Anishinaabe, Ojibwe Chippewa, and Haudenosaunee peoples. This territory is covered by the Upper Canada Treaties. We recognize and deeply appreciate their historic connection to this place. We also recognize the contribution that Métis, Inuit, and other Indigenous peoples have made, both in shaping and strengthening this community, in particular in our province and country as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. And welcome everybody once again to our 2024-2025 Niagara Falls Innovation Hub Demo Day. We are excited to have you here to celebrate another great year of startup success with local high-potential entrepreneurs right here from your own backyard. These entrepreneurs spent the last year going through our intensive accelerator and incubator programs and have acquired the necessary skills and mentorship to grow and scale their businesses with hitting new business and personal goals. Today we are celebrating the achievements of sacrifice. We are celebrating the achievements of hardship, but most importantly, perseverance. You see, it's not easy being an entrepreneur. There's no comfort in being an entrepreneur. There's no steady paycheck, no pension plan, no 9-to-5 workday, and no co-workers to rely on. Most of the journey is an uphill battle where the only thing standing between the success and failure is you. You better have the guts if you want to smell the glory. Because if you move too slow, competition arises. If you move too fast, you may not have the resources to support the growth. It is truly a chess match where you have to calculate every move and think 3 steps ahead so you can capitalize on the smallest of opportunities. So you see, the path of entrepreneurial success is not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who want to live a life of comfort, and certainly not for those who don't like complex daily challenges. What you'll see today is a group of warriors who want to pave their own path, who want to go against a societal norm, and who want to make a difference in the world by innovating and making people's lives easier and more efficient. These special people are fighting every day. They're fighting criticism, they're fighting the urge to take a mundane job to get a steady paycheck, and fighting the thought of failure because they have a vision. They have a dream, and they have a plan to be another great organization that contributes to 97% of Canada's economy, that is, small business. Now, we must admit that these entrepreneurs and their magnitude of success would be quite different if it wasn't for the support and resources that the municipality of Niagara Falls and the Niagara Falls Innovation Hub provide. We're so fortunate to have an incredible facility that is unique to our great municipality and that's paving its own path of success. In fact, we've had many other municipalities, both local and from abroad, come here, touring the space and wanting one of their own. They want to know our game plan, and they are blown away by the facility, the resources, the technology, but most importantly, the quality of startups that we support. I know I speak on behalf of the companies and the staff here, and we want to thank the City of Niagara Falls, Mayor Diodati, Jason Burgess, Tiffany Clark, and Serge Felicetti, city staff, and our supportive councillors, Patel, Dabrowski, Campbell, Piandro, Strange, Newestag, and Baldinelli, who have all been supportive and prideful of this hub since day one. Your continued and unwavering support has truly been appreciated by everyone associated with the hub. It's comforting to know that you guys see the vision, you see the results, and you believe in the journey. This hub is something we should all be prideful of, something that makes our city unique, and something that is truly the cornerstone of turning business dreams into realities. If this hub did not exist, the 80+ new companies we supported last year through our program would not have a place to call home, and would be forced to do one of two things: let their idea die in front of them, or worse, move their business to another municipality across Canada to find success. So when you look around today and you notice the space, notice every little detail that has gone into building this hub, the resources, the technology, programming, mentorship, and camaraderie. This isn't just another business incubator. This is an economic movement, a true one-stop shop that has supported hundreds of local entrepreneurs and has put Niagara Falls on the map as an innovation leader across our great nation. Now, of course, none of this would be possible without the extraordinary vision for one of the biggest community advocates and our great municipal leader who had the concept of opening up a powerful innovation center in the downtown core to help stimulate this area and help pave a path of business success for budding local entrepreneurs. In fact, it was during our first meeting in this podcast, ever, where we had a great Mayor Diodati come on our show, and he said something that resonated with us, and I often share this with other entrepreneurs and innovators. He says that your car, the windshield is always bigger than the rear view mirror, and that's by design because what's important in life is to look what's ahead of you, not what's behind you. And our job as entrepreneurs is to focus on what is ahead of us, not dwell on what is behind us. And this is exactly the philosophy that we follow here. We forget about the past and we blaze a resilient path forward. Because you can't cross the finish line without moving forward. If you can't fly, you run. If you can't run, you walk. If you can't walk, you crawl. Whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Because if everyone moves forward together, then success takes care of itself. So without further ado, I'd like to call out the gentleman who had the amazing vision for a local innovation hub, a person who works hard every single day for his city, who support, fight, and provide great opportunities for residents of Niagara Falls. And he has proven to be Niagara Falls' best mayor and arguably Canada's best mayor. So please help me welcome the legend himself, Mayor Jim Diodati.
I'll be honest, I wasn't sure who he was introducing. I was looking around. You know what? I want to say this, though. Dan, whether you say Bordenave or the real way Bordenave, that shows if you're cool or not, just so you know. So you decide how you want to say it. But Dan, this guy is a ball of fire. He's a force of nature. He's our leader down here. This guy can ignite any fire. I'm so grateful that we have him. How about a big hand for our leader, Dan? And speaking of leaders, I do want to mention from City Council, I'm joined here today by a fellow entrepreneur. She owns Patterson Funeral Home for many decades. She's touched many, many lives. She's a great city councilor. And she's also carrying the banner for the Conservative Party for Doug Ford. I want to say Ruth Ann Nearslay. She's already worn one pair of shoes, so good work, Ruth Ann. Also a regional councilor, also a great entrepreneur, somebody who understands business, a gentleman who is an angel investor and done so many things. He mentors many people. I want to thank and welcome and acknowledge Fred Davies. Okay. He said he'd buy me a drink if I did that, and then he said, "You got two on the way, and you're good. Leave me alone." No, he did not say that. I'm kidding. And Dan, he did say a lot of wonderful things. All I'm going to say is, as a fellow entrepreneur, I used to feel lost. I didn't feel like I belonged because I didn't fit into a wheel. I was not a cog in a wheel. I felt that I was just something. And in school, I went to university, and there was no other business courses if you wanted to work in a corporation, but not an entrepreneur. I always felt that I just didn't belong business-wise. I started my first businesses in university, and I did that for a long, long time. Went through all my years until I became the mayor. And I'm an entrepreneur. I treat this like it's my own business. And you got it? And that's that kind of that entrepreneur that you will survive no matter what it takes. You know, one of my mentors, and this is my advice, I always have a lot of mentors, used to say, when you fall forward. So you're closer to your goal. And then, but when you get up, pick something up when you get up. And I love Nelson Mandela's quote. Anyone that follows me on social media, I posted last week, and he said, "I do not lose, I win or learn." So when you look at things in a different light, it changes everything about them. Just like when we shut the lights out, you look at what this room looks like, when we turn them on, it looks completely different. Depends on the light that you look at, whatever you're looking at. And when you stop looking at problems as challenges, and you start to look at them as opportunities, like my mentor said to me, instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You ask a different question. You say, what am I supposed to learn from this? And I'll tell you, even when I went through my battle with cancer 6 years ago, the same thing. I kept thinking, what am I supposed to learn? And let me tell you, I'm a better person now than I was then because I grew as an individual and I learned. And everything you go through, you will learn. And the lucky thing is you're guided by all these entrepreneurs in this incredibly volatile, exciting, and fertile entrepreneurial atmosphere. And this is where things thrive. So I just want to say on behalf of the city and Ruthann, Newstag, and myself, we're grateful that you're here. Congratulations to all the graduates. Let's get it going.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's amazing. I was up till like 2 in the morning writing my speech, practicing all day, and then he comes in and just, he was open and just unbelievable, right? So, this is Canada's next prime minister, if I'm not mistaken. Time for some change. Make a quick mention to our two title sponsors, the Whittle Group from RBC Ventures over here. Round of applause for Frank and his team. Club Babies and the network by sponsor for today. Without them, we wouldn't have this event be possible. I also want to mention a couple of quick reminders. After these opening remarks, I'm going to go through a graduation ceremony. Shouldn't take too long. And after that, we're going to do a pitch competition in the boardroom. Space is limited. However, on all the TVs in the hub, you'll be able to stream and watch the pitch competitions there. So for those who want to sit down, by all means, go there. But for those who want to mingle, network, have a couple of drinks, you can just watch the pitches throughout the TVs here. There will be other companies demonstrating throughout the facility too. So again, make sure that you interact with them, learn about the businesses, and of course, vote for your top 3 favorite companies. In your booklet, you would have a little pamphlet. Just make sure that you mark off those and hand them back to reception. For the companies that are pitching, they're not eligible for receiving the community prize, but you'll see a label on their desk that says, I'm pitching, so don't vote for them. And all the awards in the pitch competition, the doubles will be presented at 8:30 with photo opportunities to follow. But there are going to be beverages at the bar. We always like to do that at our events. A little wine and beer always helps make mingling a little bit better. But we please exercise proper caution with the consumption of alcoholic drinks. If you need transportation, please see reception and we'll connect you with one of our recent graduating companies, Zoom Rideshare. If you're interested in sharing this space, please help yourself to visit the areas downtown. Downtown, we are downtown, but downstairs. There will be personnel from our team in each of the labs to help answer any questions you have. Bathrooms are located down this hallway and downstairs. Stairwells are on Bridge Street and Zimmerman, so please, if you need to use the lavatories, please make your way there. If you need assistance and you need access to the elevator, just please see our reception. And so again, as soon as we finish here, we're going to move quickly to graduation ceremony. We'll recognize every graduate from our most recent cohorts, and then we'll complete a group photo at the end. And lastly, I want to thank all of you guys for coming out. This is a huge show, and I think we're well over 100 people that we got here. Don't tell the fire department. But yeah, it truly shows a lot that we have such a supportive community. It's heartening to know that we have, this community behind our mission and these entrepreneurs that have the ability to thrive right here at home. So the old saying goes, it may take a village to raise a child, but here we believe it takes a community to grow a business. That being said, that's the end of the opening remarks. I'm going to invite the mayor back on stage to hand out our awards to the graduates. Please, everybody, these individuals have worked very, very hard, sacrificed a lot to be here, sacrificed their families, sacrificed, other sources of income to really grow their businesses. So we do appreciate applause for our graduates as they come up the stage. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to celebrate our graduates. Please, okay. First, we'll be calling up the graduates on the most recent cohort of the Business Basics program. First is one little girl from Honduras, Kenya. There he is. You guys are able to stage. Yeah, exactly. Come on up. Make sure you pause for a photo with Alex after that. Here we go, guys. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, just come on, you can come on. Obviously, please. Or not. Next, we have Michael Francis. Those are Michael Francis on the Michael Francis today.
Nice. Thank you.
Next, we have Natalia Ospina from Natalia's Painting Services. Natalia from Natalia's Painting Services. Probably painting, so we'll let that one slide. That concludes our business basis graduates. Next, we'll be calling up graduates for our magnificent women's market program. With this, Lynn Martinez from Mirko Design. We're also designing stuff. Rachel Ram from the Furious Clothing. Stephanie Asante from Stuff Color.
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks.
Kathleen Edwards from Five Oaks Design. She had me right, chocolate. Sherilyn Lee from Chat with Sherilyn. We've got the Sherilyn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Entrepreneurs, they forge their own path.
I mean, you're making them.
Okay, that concludes our magnificent women's cohorts. Next, we'll be calling up the graduates from the Investor Readiness Program. Here's from Liga, Anyway,
There we go.
look at that shit, everybody. Yeah.
That's really cool. Beautiful.
Next, Novish Santana, Julius. We have a virtual reality platform, so I think he's stuck in the meta world right now. Next, we have from Noble AI, Hilo Halilu. Hey.
Right here.
Creating an AI platform for lawyers, so you might want to be a friend of them. Come in handy one day. Next, we have from Micropat. The dog Argentino dog. Another has a supplement business for dogs and horses using a mushroom-based complex to help fight. Okay. Well, all right. Good job, everybody. Next, we have Cameron Caravelle and Nicola.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Alex has a platform. Oh, on the gaming space, so their fingers aren't that strong. They have a platform that allows you to do advertising on very popular games such as Minecraft and Roblox.
Beautiful. Thank you. Congratulations.
Next, we have Tashana Ray of Lost Legendary. There we go. Tashana has a great organization that tries to teach youth about financing their first house with education. She is also the president of our alumni association. Next, we have from Canada Clinics, Ariel, and gentleman, Maggie Best Doctor. Thank you, Literary. That's it. He has a great AI platform that makes life easier for doctors with things like automatic scribing. Dr. Polio today, everybody. His clinic hours are Tuesdays and Thursdays. Next from Maverick Health, we have Dr. David Fuller. Perfect. Dr. David Harper has a great program. He's trying to teach youth about living a healthy lifestyle through the use of comic books. He's also a chiropractor, so if you need something cracked, go visit him. Computerized chiropractor. Next from Scarfo Imaging. All different types of marble works, printing any image you want on a marble coaster or a marble plaque. Let me just get phone. Next from the team, we have Jim and Sally. These gentlemen have a platform that allows personal training, nutrition advice, and personalized plan, focusing on accountability. And obviously it works. Have you seen the muscles on these guys? See the vision, trust the results. So, give them health coaching. That's all. Flex. And that's it, folks, ladies and gentlemen. You want people after they'll be standing topless by the TV. Next, we have from Culture Rebellion, Subi Asari. Alcoholic definition does not use sugar in the fermentation process. All natural ingredients. If you're looking for a taste, you can always try it at the bar. Culture Rebellion. Friendly beverages. You can always work that friendly beverages if you know what I mean. Christmas is not doing the best. Next, we have Mareki Benji, founded by Jasmine. Jasmine is another former entrepreneur and has a beautiful opportunity to support women on their health journey. Not only that, she has her own line of superfood smoothies and juices. You want to feel healthy, touch Jasmine. And next we have People Gentlemen. People. They have platform with the help people. Driving businesses and refining information so you know you're always getting the best.
Thank you.
And new to this year, we have two individuals that have moved their business from the United States to their half it off, and everyone was good enough to come here. Who's let me welcome from Needle Trust, Season of that the Needle Trust has a platform where they are validating any type of certification using their blockchain AI platform. Needle Trust, the source you can trust. That's pretty good saying.
Nice. Nice. We need that audio.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our graduates of this last one. Here are more pizza awards. Yes, and now we'll see we have a hat. And actually, Mr. Mayor, where you going? Get back here. All right, all right, and all the please please come back on stage. Okay. So, yes. Everyone, let's go. You can start to see. Okay.
One thing is, I'll coach them just so we can see everyone.
Yeah.
On this.
All right, Dr. All right, it's a most recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see if we get our well, she said.
I mean, but Subi's here.
Well, we can make one.
Okay, we come.
It's high. Hello, Lincoln. Let's meet her. Let's meet her.
You're one of these, baby. Come on, come on. Oh,
He's got the plug, so bring that with you.
yeah.
Beautiful. All right.
You.
Okay, Brad. Start unplugging and start bringing him over.
Pause on that, Jimmy. Yep. Okay, I'm following you. Pardon me, sir. Pardon me. Pardon me, sir. All right. Frame rate still good?
Can you pick your spot?
I will be as far this way as possible.
I just need to be-
You'll have the easy exit.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, once your time arrives. Here.
Silvana,
Okay. Good, so they're not a mess.
Yep, I appreciate it.
make a ticket, Silvana.
Okay, they're gonna become a mess now.
That's okay. They can be a temporary mess. Thank you.
Test 1, 2. Test.
Great test, by the way.
Thank you.
Like I've seen tests before, but wow.
Nothing.
Okay, I just need that power bar that we had.
Oh, you don't have power over here? Okay.
Well, I can't unplug. Well, this one's already unplugged. What is this?
That's a light,
Okay.
I think, on TV.
Okay.
have one behind the judges.
How are your tours going?
No one there.
Yeah. Well, we knew that when this ceremony started, they'd all come up here, but I figured you'd be doing tours for like an hour.
I talked to the camera guy.
Yeah.
So that goes behind
Which
the judges.
judges? Bracken, I need the power bar. The orange one, thank you.
What is that is?
No, no, he put the camera in place. I know.
Not the other bottom. Should be. Yeah, that should be.
We're gonna go this way over here.
Put it on the ground there.
There you go. Thank you.
What is it?
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah.
I need it this way more because these need to go into it. Here, I'll swing this over. Here you go. Take these two for now, and let's move these until.
I'm trying to lock that in for one more. Back and forth there.
Yeah, that's all right.
Unless we want that to be more stable.
That is okay.
Anything else I should grab from them?
Not yet.
Because there's a microphone still in there and.
The microphone, yes, comes in.
Okay.
Yeah.
It worked earlier, but not now. To me, my great evidence.
That's working.
Oh, it worked.
Or
He's gonna talk straight
Here's
into
how-
the six.
Trust me, Jimmy.
The pickup pattern straight on.
Oh, it goes halfway. I'm not gonna be able to get back.
This isn't giving me anything.
Where's it plugged in?
Grab both of them.
Sure, thanks.
How about the chair? You were having a brain fart like I usually.
Okay, is there a plug that way anywhere?
Did they, yeah.
How far? Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so.
Dan took all the outlets on this side.
Well, this top one isn't giving me anything.
What's the bottom one? What's on? Do you know?
It's on
do you
light.
see what's plugged in?
It's a.
And the lights.
It goes under. But it's not a good plug. Keeps hanging out.
Is it on? Jimmy. Yeah. It's not on. So
It's not. Well, I know it's not on.
oh. It's not light up.
Point it out right behind you.
Oh, perfect.
I don't think there's anything else.
I've got a loose plug here. That needs to go somewhere. Or.
Your car? Okay, I'm gonna grab Mike's.
Over here.
Wait.
Alright. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the quiz competition here today.
Thank you. I'm going to go through this competition today, everybody. Very exciting event. We have two cohorts pitching today. We have our most recent cohort from the fall of 2024, and then we have our spring cohort pitching too. Basically, there is $6,000 up for prize money. Thank you to Frank Akers from Lewis Angels and Frank Riddle from the Little Group at RBC Ventures too. So, applause for our prize sponsor.
I would like to introduce our judges for this evening that so graciously donated their time to help support our entrepreneurs and ask them the tough questions that they're going to But first, from the Small Business Enterprise Center and from Economic Development City of Niagara Falls, Mr. Dean Spirinello. We have regional counselor, we have business owner, we have conservative lead for Central Niagara. Ladies and gentlemen, he is an entrepreneur, he is a businessman, he is extremely good looking. Please help me welcome. Also from the City of Niagara Falls, manager of economic development, amazing advocate for the hub. She just returned from maternity leave and has really been blazing a new trail for us, supporting us. Please help me welcome the lovely Miss Angela Davidson. And we actually have somebody from Tony Creek here today, all the way from, we call it Tony Creek, but it's Tony Creek. But all the way from Tony Creek and from Mountain View Homes, the Vice President of Commercial Development, Nick Colamartini. Nick. All right, from the BDC, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, he's been an extremely great businessman, has been supporting a lot of businesses over the last couple of years. A good friend of mine, too, from BDC, Nick Kona. And ladies and gentlemen, from one of our major sponsors here at the Hub, he is an extremely good hockey player. He is yeah, exactly. He makes Meridian, want to hire more people like him. Everybody, he is an absolute gem. Good friend of mine as well too. Manager of small business for the entire region. Please help me welcome Chris Walker. And now we're going to introduce our first pitcher. Oh, wow. Everybody paying attention? Okay, good. So, our first pitcher has an amazing company called Goose Eyes in the automotive industry, basically giving different car dealerships the opportunity to market, sell their products on an online platform, sharing all the great resources. Please help me welcome Richard from Goose Eyes. Richard. All right. Great. Come, get up there.
Sure. How's everyone doing? Good to meet everyone. Yeah, I'll put that right here. It's fun. Hi. Good. Who are you? Oh, there's a timer here. Perfect. So I don't have to use my Fantastic. Thank you. I can use the laptop. Not a problem. Yeah, let's just have fun. I can click on the arrow. No problem, brother. Nice to meet everyone. I guess you'll let me know when we should start. Should I just get this over here like this? How about that? No problem.
Bear with us.
Well, I'm excited to be here. All right. Don't worry, I'll take this stab for everyone. It'll move smoothly for everyone else behind me. There we go. Fantastic. Again, nice to meet everyone. Just give me a thumbs up when I should kick things off. But so I'll just say that for most people, buying a vehicle can be a pretty painful experience, especially if you have to deal with a dealership. Now, I've worked in automotive for nearly 20 years with manufacturers and dealers across North America in areas of product technology and retail strategy. Now, something that's bothered me for my whole career was that there's a huge disconnect between manufacturer, dealer, and consumer, and the lack of synergy makes it so complicated, especially in areas of retail. It's a little out of sync. We'll just do that. So, for example, in the transaction side, it really has a lot of problems. It's so bad that dealerships are actually only converting at 2%, right? But when we compare that to more modern companies like the direct-to-consumer, like Tesla or Clutch, it's a 33% conversion. It's a huge difference. So this 31% gap means it's time to innovate. And that's what Goose Eyes is doing. We're replicating the best parts of the Tesla model and deploying it to dealerships across North America with one click, right? Because we integrate to their ecosystem. So I don't need them to migrate to mine. I integrate to theirs. It's a really easy process. They can use these tools when working with clients. Now, it's so great for clients because for them, they can do things in a really innovative way. Imagine not having to go to some dealership, working with a stranger in their office, trying to get you to pay 50 to 100 grand on the spot, right? Sorry, guys. So it's a sale. I know. Hey. All right. They can click a button, book a virtual test drive or an in-person test drive, virtual meetings. We can do like interactive meetings like we do in normal business. Or when a customer's ready, they can click and purchase a button and buy a car like you can buy anything else. For the dealerships, right? Oh, excuse me. And for the customer, it's all consolidated into one interactive portal for them so they can pick it up on any device and it's all there, including financial, insurance, digital signatures, things of that nature. For dealerships, they can start leveraging the power of digital, significantly higher conversion, astronomically higher loyalty, and of course, finding a way to market to this section of the industry or this section of the market that says, yes, I want to go digital. So that's what we're doing. Now, when you think about automotive and software in automotive, it can be pretty saturated depending on where we're looking. So in the customer journey, we're in the area of they're intending to buy, we're going to stream up the purchase, and we're replicating the best businesses in the industry. On the other end of the spectrum is the saturation. That's your lead generator, your email blaster, your AI for more leads, respond to more leads, simplify your sales process. All that sales activity in the sales funnel, I don't compete with. There's another category in the industry which we're going to call CRM, but they basically run the infrastructure of dealers. So inventory, logistics, customer data, financial components, bill of sale, right? I also don't compete with these companies. In fact, I know the industry so well, I partnered with them because they're going to be my salespeople. They have access to tens of thousands of dealers across North America. I'm partnered with the top 3. I'm locking in the other top 2 before the end of February on a rollout plan to go after the market. And they're going to say, use Goose Eyes, click a button. It's really awesome. And then that's how I go to market. I also have my own sales strategy. So we piloted Goose Eyes in 2023. We started with just video sales tools. They wanted more, so we listened. We took a step back and we designed Goose Eyes for what it is now. And I've already got 2 big dealerships in Ontario ready to roll. From there, the sky's the limit. We're going to go aggressively after North America. And I'm utilizing a business model that says, I want a fee for your overhead and a commission of every car we help you sell. There's one other company that did this model. They're called Auto Trader, and they skyrocketed in their scalability with a model like this. I want to do that too, because we're going to help sell some cars. My team, we have over 60 years of combined automotive experience. Patrick Weeks, my CTO, he designed the Porsche Design Car app. Bernice and Adam, they're executive creative directors in advertising. They do all the Porsche's advertising and branding, several other manufacturers. We understand the space really, really well. Now, depending on time, I am looking for a capital raise. I'm trying to do a seed round right now, and I have a very detailed list of how I want to go into the U.S. market. Okay, so if you're interested, would love to talk to you guys on how we can effectively make a strategy to do that. But I'm also looking for introductions in the Niagara region. There's lots of dealers out here, and if you know anybody that might be interested in testing out Goose Eyes to pilot it out, I'd love to shake their hand. That's it for that. Thank you. Right on time. So excited to answer your questions.
There is a mic we can pass around. I don't know the audio's been off.
Okay, I'll yell. Oh, for them, yeah.
So you have 5 minutes for questions.
Perfect, fantastic. Does this one work? No?
Can I just throw one at you?
Throw it, please, knock it out.
So you're looking for $280,000.
250.
250,000. How are you going to place that? Is that straight equity or?
Well, I'm looking at various ways. Obviously, some forms of equity. I'm not really interested in debt for right now, but primarily in equity with a strategic partner would be ideal. So if that's answering your question, that's how I would primarily do it. But I'd be interested in looking at various creative ways of the partnership
So have you raised any of the 250 yet?
from my own pocket. No, from this, no. So this is a new raise. No,
How much have you been in personal?
200 north of 200,000.
You have any other investors yet?
What is your client acquisition rate today? Have you brought this to market already? I know you mentioned you have some leads, dealerships, and so on.
Right. So I started deploying Goose Eye's video sales tools, right? And I was just leveraging my industry contacts and going after dealers and word of mouth and things of that nature to get proof of concept. And then I quickly realized there's a need for something else. And then I wanted to not spend too much time going to dealers with donuts and knocking on doors. I really wanted to figure out, okay, if this is actually getting a lot of interest and traction in terms of a larger scope. So that's why I wanted to work with these guys first. So I spent about a year locking in these players because they don't really just give up partnerships and contracts to distribution. CDK took, several months. GM Dealer Digital, I mean, I've been working with them for several months. They're very thorough because they're going to actually put boots on the ground to the 7,400 stores and say, GM consistent, we're going that way. DealerTrack does all the lender products. So that's when you apply for a car's financing. They're the one that connects to the banks. We've been piloting something for a couple of months. And so I've been actively working on that versus just one more dealership because this will help me really go first to market, it will say, because they're not going to take 4 players in the same space. They're going to say, this is our vendor, do this. So that's really what I've been doing. But to answer your question, I was aggressively going after dealerships. My conversion rate would be 30% if I'm knocking on doors doing it myself. I have some salespeople that are actively, they're putting 150 calls a week, getting some leads and stuff like that. Yeah.
Does your platform take information? So say I'm, an independently owned car dealership. I've got my website, my inventory moves through. Does your platform take that information or do the dealers have to actually physically input into this?
Love that question. That's what these are for, right? The double entry is a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
So we fit into the ecosystem. We can read, we can rewrite, so we can do all that activity. So whether they're doing it on one platform or the app on the cell phone, it's all synced up. So we don't have to do the double entry because that's a real pain in the butt.
Yeah.
That's another part of these huge partnership agreements. They own all the data. And so we can just push that through all of our ecosystems nicely. It's a great question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
How many dealerships do you have right now working?
25 are actively on the platform. And then these 2 here, where they go? So George and BMW and Milton Ford, they're big dealerships. So they move about 250 cars a month each. And so they're not actively using the new system yet. In March, we're going to be deploying the new version of everything. We're just hooking up the final components of endpoints with some of these other systems to make sure some of that synergy happens flawlessly. Does that answer your question?
Yep.
Perfect.
So the second part of the question
Yes.
is how many dealerships do you feel you'll need to get to in order to be sustainable? So if you're at 25 now, at what point? Obviously the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
But at what point are you trying to grow to over the next, say, year or 2 years?
Great question. It depends on how much overhead I want to have. In order to get into the United States, I'll need about 6 salespeople. sporadically with some strategy. That would be anywhere between 55 to 70 dealers. If I get into the 90 dealer category, we're out of the red already. Yeah.
So how do you scale this? Is it all boots on the ground, or is
No, so for example, these partnerships, they sell it for us, so they actively promote. There's monthly webinars. There's their boots on the ground are promoting these tools by saying, here's a new form of business. GM is the biggest one to do that. I also do my own forward selling, having a marketing strategy to do digital, digital promotion and acquisition that way as well. But I reinforce it with some boots on the ground, or at least a remote sales force, so that we have to do the business in a little bit of the traditional way. Because not every dealership will be like click, 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 click automatically. There needs to be some reinforcement of the process. Yeah. I'm out of time. Thanks so much. This was brilliant.
Okay. Next up, we have Teddy Buddy. Do you want to use?
Yeah. I'll use the.
Here you go.
Just one automatically transition.
Pardon?
It's going automatically actually. Do you know why? All right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Imagine a world where Niagara vineyards and farms thrive not only for today, for generations to come, fighting climate change, yield productivity, as well as cost reduction at their fingertips. My name is Vinay Nair. I actually represent Kheti Buddy. The challenge we are trying to solve is through a digital tool for agriculture. If you look at today's challenges, soil is actually, the current agricultural practices are actually degrading soil on a rampant basis. The chemical fertilizers which are being applied to improve the soil, only 35% actually sticks to the soil. 65% rest is actually coming into our food value chain. Climate change is making current agricultural practices unsustainable on a day-to-day basis. If I translate that into the Canadian agriculture system, the yield is actually reducing on a yearly basis at 8%. Excessive plant protection chemicals are being used, which is actually getting into a food value system. And climate change is actually shifting agriculture to the north. And we believe that these challenges are all linked and we cannot solve one problem at a time. And that's where we introduce our solution, Kheti Buddy. It's actually designed for large agribusinesses, mid-size and large agribusinesses, in terms of tracking, the digital goals which are there. So how does our solution work? Let's take an example of a vineyard. The vineyard would actually capture all the data from the farm in terms of soil, in terms of satellite imagery, and then our algorithm gets to work to generate grape specific schedule. This will actually throw actionable insights in terms of what to do, when to do, and how to do. All of this is actually tracked on a blockchain. So you can actually trace it back to the soil, and then any activity which is done, we are also tracking the carbon footprint. All of this mid-sized to agri-businesses can actually track it, on a dashboard. And I don't know why the slides are actually moving faster. It's actually a multi-modular platform in terms of basically, pre-harvest, post-harvest, and digitization. We've already digitized more than 200,000 acres across the globe. We started in India. We launched in Canada just last year, and we are already 5,000 plus acres in Canada as well. In terms of these are all possible categories where we can actually digitize, which is it's actually primarily for wineries, government organizations, food and beverage companies who actually have direct or indirect relation to the farm. Our current go-to-market is basically in terms of large partnership with consulting companies like KPMG, Deloitte, CGI. We also have digital inbound and outbound activities in terms of reaching. And at this point in time, we have 2 paid customers. We also have non-diluting funding, which we actually received in the third quarter of 24. and our target is to actually reach 5 customers before we actually do the first raise. How do we make money? It's a software subscription model. So depending on the modules as well as the users, we actually do an annual subscription for the agribusiness, and then there is actually implementation and customization as well. The market today stands at $24 billion. North America actually contributes to 70% of that. It's actually the precision ag for mid-size and large enterprises, and we aim to actually capture between 3 to 5 million in the next 5 years. If you look at the competition today, basically we are actually a full end-to-end platform, right from sowing to harvesting all the way to supply chain. Most of the solutions today exist in the market are point solutions. So that's where our core differentiation comes in. And our team basically is actually, apart from me and Richa, we basically have 2 decades of experience in agriculture as well as technology. And Dave actually comes from CPP with a strong finance background. So we are rightly poised to actually scale this further. At this point in time, we're looking at introductions to wineries, to government organizations who would like to pilot our platform. We intend to complete our first raise in Q3 of this year. Thank you. Sorry about the slides, they're moving further.
Today you said you had received some non-dilutive funding.
Yes.
What was the source of that?
It's IDEA Cohort Fund, the IDEA Fund, which actually was through Sustainable Agriculture, Agri-Food, which is there, which is a 30K fund, which is actually...
Is it a grant?
It's a grant, yeah.
I have a question about the dashboard. So when we look at kind of, let's say we'll look at a vineyard. Are you looking at, like, is this platform looking at the soil and what's in the soil and what it might need?
Yes.
The plant, does it have disease or the things they need? Does it need to be watered in a specific time? Is it looking at kind of all of those things, or what is it specifically kind of looking at?
So the dashboard it's actually a role-based dashboard. So we basically have 3 broad buckets. There is a pre-harvest, which is from sowing to harvesting.
Okay.
So anybody, let's say anybody who's actually a grower in the vineyard, he would actually look at the pre-harvest model. Then we have the post-harvest, which is actually all the way to retail. So that's actually the supply chain, the people who are actually distributing the product. And then we have sustainability for carbon credits. So people who are actually looking at farms for improving soil. Let's say government would actually want to track for sustainability goals like yield increase or carbon credits. So we actually have that. So it's a role-based dashboard. Depending on what your role in the organization is, you would actually see that data. But to answer your question, it's actually all the way from sowing all the way to market. So all of that is actually something which we are covering. We have close to 15 modules, which sort of actually covers the entire platform.
Okay, thank you.
I'm still trying to get my handle around what the solution is. What the problem is. What is it? What's the value added to the farmer?
Yeah. So basically, we don't directly sell to farmers. We sell to agribusinesses. Okay. So vineyard or agri input companies who actually have direct or indirect large farms. So let's take an example of a vineyard, right? So the vineyard today, the challenge for vineyard is that, or the wine is that ensuring that the production at a certain bricks level is actually received on a regular basis. One of the challenges they face is that all of a sudden, halfway into the season, there are certain grapes which actually go wrong and then their production fails. What our platform does is that for their own estates as well as their contracted vineyards, they actually have a real-time visibility of how their farms are actually performing. And they actually are in a position to actually look at
in real time
because we do satellite imagery, right? So satellite imagery would actually show you stress areas where it is, and they can proactively look at it. We actually have an AI disease model which is there. So if you actually take a picture, it will actually tell you which disease it is, like a powdery mildew or any of these kind of diseases. They'll proactively actually tell you, which will actually help you do production on time. And just in case there is a certain set of farm which is actually not producing, you can plan your production well in advance. So to answer your question, the solution is actually a web-based enterprise tool which has 2 components. One is the backend platform, and then there is the mobile app which the growers actually use to capture the data. So once the data is actually captured, from the pruning to harvesting, let's say I'm right now taking a case of grapes, but it's crop agnostic. It will tell you what to do every day, and if you don't do it, it will actually proactively give you an alert. Does that answer your question?
So the AI to register what type of disease, is that your own proprietary technology as well, or is it a plugin?
Actually, it's our technology, but it is actually licensed to the customer. So let's say you are actually somebody who's growing corn and you actually already have images of all the diseases from your past farm. You can upload it into the platform. The platform will learn on its own, and next time one of your grower clicks a picture, it will actually automatically tell you what the disease is and what needs to be resolved as well.
So how do you make money?
Subscription model. So number of modules which you actually subscribe, number of users on the farm and the backend. It's an annual subscription model, very similar to Salesforce.com or NetSuite.com or any of the subscription model. It's a B2B SaaS and it's an annual subscription. It's an ARR.
How are you promoting this? How are you getting the subscribers to sign up?
So because we are actually doing mid-sized to enterprises, there are two ways which is that I have a sales team on the ground which are actually doing the standard digital which is there. We are also tying up with large consulting companies like KPMGs and the CGIs which are there. And because we are in a vertical niche market, they introduce us because they are doing the consulting there and they introduce us as the tech solution which is there. So that's actually one of our good market strategies.
In your $3 to $5 million revenue projection for 2028, how many acres or farms would you project that you would have to bring on in terms of new clients?
So it would be anywhere between 700 to 700,000 to a million in terms of acreage which is there. That will actually be around the entire. Again, it is not on the acreage which is there. The primarily it's on the number of modules. So number of users and the modules. So we today actually have a let me take an example of One Floral. A lot of people would know One Floral, which is in St. Catherine's, largest producer of hydrangeas. They are our customer, right? Now they are actually doing it for only a small part of greenhouse. So the acreage is not there, but they've gone for all the modules right from growing to actually track hydrangea. And for hydrangea, they need to actually track each and every data points which are there. So it's based on the modules. Acreage really does not matter much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sandeep from Tech Ride. Do you want to sit there or do you want?
Yeah, last time I was reading this.
That's my friend, because he.
Oh, nice.
After your.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. So I'm Sandeep, founder at TechRide. Just imagine a restaurant or a chef working within a restaurant. Everybody is ordering food from Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub, inside the restaurant, sitting on a table, kiosk app, or maybe the cars lining up in the restaurant, right outside the restaurant. So there's a complete chaos in the restaurant. What happens is chef is like not trained to understand all the scenarios. He just start to cook whatever comes in, first out. So most of the time there are delays happening, and the customer is getting the cold food. This is where we come into the picture. We streamline the process. We ensure that consumer is getting warm and fresh food each time, every time, 100% guaranteed. That's why we got this patented in 150 countries, and we are fortunate enough that we are enabling Pizza Hut to process 225 million of worth transaction every month, which contribute to 10.5 million transactions. So we are globally present, and they have publicly announced that on their social media channels as well. They made biggest ever sale using the system integration. Month on month sale have grown like 55 months positive sales growth, and biggest ever sales in Pizza Hut Australia ever in history. And because of our trust and reliability in the system, we are associated with some of the popular brands like Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub, IHG, and many hotel groups. So there are some problems that I was explaining in the earlier story about the chef is working. Those delays are causing like a lot of money to the restaurant. Already the restaurant is struggling with the labor challenges, and delays are causing like cold food, food wastage, and also most of the time consumer also, which is like not getting the updates from the restaurant. What is going on with his order, whether it's being cooked, make or baked? There's no visibility. So this is where we come into the picture. We are one-stop solution. We provide everything to the restaurant. When the customer places the order back to his plate, we cover entire technology for the consumer. So POS integration, AI in the kitchen, automated with the dispatch system. Analytics is also powered by AI. Like you ask system any question, it will give you a report and even the data, like why my sale went down, maybe because of snowfall, your deliveries were delayed, and all that system will provide you the data. So how our AI model works, we call it as a sous chef working within the restaurant. So there are so many parameters like preparation time, promise time, how far the driver is, how's the weather look like, how many items in the order, how many orders are in the queue, how many guests are seated in the restaurant. So everything is being considered, and we have written an algorithm that provides the prioritization of the kitchen ordering system. So that's how we ensure there are food delivered hot and fresh every time, guaranteed. So this is the look of the dispatch system. Dispatch is also built on the AI. Like if I and my friend is on the same street, system will batch the order and assign to the driver, so we take it along. This is the KDS screenshot. This is how the orders are being like put on hold. We have a driver app as well, so driver can see the orders assigned to them and they can earn tips and everything. They can coordinate with the consumer and back to the restaurant. This is what I was saying. We provide the entire granular data within the restaurant, like the order is being now prepared, baking, packing, on its way, everything. So not only the tracking of the driver, we provide what is going on inside the kitchen. That's our sweet spot. With $150 spent, we provide 2,500 assured like kind of return on investment. How it comes? There is a return customer coming because they are happy with the hot food because we are ensuring that they will always get hot and warm food. Second, there is increase in the labor. Like they will benefit from the labor cost, right? Because everything is well organized and labor is obviously working to the efficiency. And third is chargebacks. So obviously no complaints, nothing is happening. So restaurant is saving a lot of money on the chargebacks. So $4,000, which we have seen already. To stand this, to validate this, we have seen Pizza Hut Australia has already achieved it. They achieved 100% of growth in delivery, on time delivery, under 20 minutes, under 30 minutes, achieved 100%. So labor cost reduced, and also they have increased the sales in the like repeat customers. So quickly about the competition, we are better because we are the one-stop solution providing the entire technology, and we are the kitchen display system, not just displaying the orders. We prioritize the order before even it hits the kitchen. So this is like if you compare with the QSR automation, these are the big names in the industry, and even a lot of point of sale companies, Oracle, Symphony, they don't have this kind of technology. That's how like we got it patented and all that. So just a last slide. So this was Pizza Hut Australia team in our office. Was testing the AI and the model mechanism. So they announced it on the LinkedIn, and this is my entire team. I was in India. I took them to the Himalayas, and that's the culture we are building. So here I'm not focused on the outcome of this event. I'm just considering that I build the connections here, and yeah, so together we can bring this technology to the entire world, not just one chain. I want to benefit everybody, make the environment sustainable, driver makes more money, restaurant operators get more money, obviously, because its consumers are happy, and obviously consumers also get the warm food. That's our aim. Thank you so much.
So, okay, I'm going to dive in. How does this, how do you integrate it into a current restaurant's POS system? Like, for example, I use Touch Bistro. Are you an add-on to Touch Bistro, or do I have to use your platform to do all of the in-house, out-of-house ordering?
So my background, I used to work with Oracle Micros more than a decade. My team also has a work with hospitality. We integrate with many POS system, Micros, Symphony, Shift4.
Can it integrate in mine?
Yeah, that's so yes. And Lightspeed, we are integrated. So we are like so actually, I mean, we send the data to the POS system, and from POS we send the data out to the kitchen display system. So using the APIs. Even the driver information, chef information, who is clocking in, clocking out, we take all the feed from the point of sale system. So there are food trucks where no point of sale system, we collect the information directly from Uber Eats, DoorDash. We are integrated to them also. We are not using any third party plugin. Everything is in house.
So you answered one of my further questions about kind of you identified your competitors from the POS side of things, but you are integrated directly into Uber Eats and DoorDash. How does that work? Like, how does that platform work? So the restaurant fulfills the order through Uber Eats.
Yeah.
The data in your platform is collecting the data and turnaround time.
Yeah, so when the order is processed and fulfilled by the point of sale system, our agent is sitting on the point of sale system. So we push that data to the kitchen display. So if the restaurant is not integrated to Uber Eats, we also fulfill that. We have plugins available with Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, many other providers, even for the delivery.
How do you make money? Is it a percentage of the order? Is it subscription based for the companies?
It's a subscription based $150 for the entire package.
Like monthly?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes,
No
monthly
matter how
per
big-
profit center.
Okay. No matter how big, how small?
One location. So I am aiming 1,000 location will give me ARR of 1.8 million. Yeah.
Is there a hardware component to this, or is it all integrated into existing?
Okay, that's a good question. So we are hardware agnostic. Our system runs on Chrome browser. You bring any operating system, any hardware, it works. KDS system will work.
What's proprietary in your patent that prevents Uber Eats or Grubhub or another one just from replicating what you're doing?
Yes, the most important thing is we are ensuring the food is delivered hot and fresh, which is very important. This drives everything. Environment sustainable, customer happy, driver making more money, the orders are being patched together, right? So this is sous chef working. That's what we got it patented.
What do the business have to input in the system for, like, you talk about equipment and how much equipment they need to make so much food. Like, how much is it data input from the owners of the restaurants versus it all taken from existing systems? They have some.
So first, when we make the system live, we have to input our manual data, like the preparation time, recipes, and all that. When system is already live, so it start collecting the transaction data, because this is AI based on machine learning. System is self learning and making it better and better every day.
So your team would input all that information?
First time with help of customer, yes, we need recipe, preparation time, promise times, those manual inputs, and then system start learning. You bump the item. Another example, if chicken takes 6 minutes to cook, fries take 2 minutes to cook, we hold the fries until 4th minute. So everything is cooked together hot. Okay.
Question? No.
We have time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to the IRP Fall 2024 cohort. So thank you, alumni, for your pitches today. That was excellent. We're starting with Subi from Culture Rebellion.
Thank you.
Imagine having a drink that tastes great, takes the edge off, that has no sugar, no chemicals, and even no alcohol. Consumers have wanted this for years, including me, and that's why I started this company. My name is Subi. I'm the founder of Culture Rebellion. We are a B2B beverage fermentation platform. My journey started in 2019. I was healing my gut, and I wanted a drink that suits me. I could not find one. So I fermented a drink in my kitchen. When I went to commercialize it, I was shocked to learn that all the healthy aspects of the drink have to be sacrificed for scalability, for shelf life. At the same time, I was heavily involved with plant-based startups who ferment using precision fermentation for protein creation. So we took that technology, applied it to beverages, and Culture Rebellion was born. Since then, the demand for healthy drinks is exploding. And while innovative fermentation is the best methodology to create products to serve this growing market, traditional fermentation companies are too constricted with rising costs, declining sales to invest in innovation. And that's where we come in. We help beverage companies to recreate their create healthy versions of the traditional drinks. All for the reason of expanding categories, attracting new sales at a lower cost. And what we do is we use our AI technology. We analyze a beverage profile at the molecular level, and then we reconstruct it using metabolic pathways from fermentation. We filed 6 patents last year to protect this IP. The way it works, the customer come to us with a beverage vision. We create the recipe for them, and then we design the microbial strains that they will use for fermentation. The fermentation happens in their facility using their existing fermentation equipment and existing production staff. It's their brand with our intel inside on the cans. So they pay us a fixed fee, a license fee, and then they keep buying the microbial strains from us on a recurring basis. Our go-to-market strategy is focused on incremental growth by de-risking our process to early adopters. So we developed a milestone-based process to engage customers, and this way they can have visibility on success before they make big investment. We tested this successfully with a local winery here last year. This year, at this phase, we're focusing on beverage companies who ferment over 10 million liters a year with their in-house fermentation, and they rely on retail for sales. We have 5 prospects from this category. They all came out of 15 calls I made in the last couple of months. They're in the US, Canada, and in the UK. So our goal in this phase is to secure 2 products to work on. Next phase, we want to add 6 more products. We want to expand into private brand labels. We think we can reach them through our pilot customers because we have a relationship with them, in addition to our presence in industry trade shows and conferences. Then the scale up will happen. We want to build an enterprise software over our core AI, and that would expand us into the subscription model for companies to design their beverages while continue to buy strains from us. Based on the fermentation capacity, we think this is a 50 billion in US and Canada, and we want to capture 500 million in the next 7 to 10 years. We compete usually with beverage formulation and ingredient companies, but our core advantage is in our scalable core AI technology. We have seamless integration with the customer equipment, and we have a scalable, sticky revenue model. We've had 600,000 invested in the company since inception. We have founder capital, 300,000 in government grants and venture debt, and we have a small angel investor. We're growing the team. We had 2 full-time hires last year, and then we have gaps in the team that we know we need to work on filling. So we're raising 3 million in a seed round. That will give us 24-month runway. We want to enhance our core AI and technology. We want to expand the team, and we want to scale our operations. Thank you. Any questions?
Well, I think I'll start. So the product is an AI platform that essentially designs the right fermentation mix for a given beverage. Do I have that correct?
So initially it's a microbial strain. So think of us like the plant-based, movement. They recreated burger with different ingredients. So you're eating a consumer eating a burger, it tastes like a burger, but it's not really a burger. We do the same thing with beverages. We recreate them with different ingredients, but with fermentation. So the healthier, but as a consumer, they taste the same from your perspective. So initially it's selling the strains and the license to the recipe. Later on, when the AI is enhanced and ready to go, and we have a more expanded microbial strain library, then we'll open up the software on top of the microbial strain sales. So that'll become your in-house design tool as a beverage company. You can play with it. When you have a recipe that you want to launch, you click, whatever, and then you pay for a license fee, and then you buy the strains from us. We don't get involved in how the drink taste will look like because that's our customers' expertise. They know the market very well. They know the retailers. So we'll stay away from that space because it's not our space.
So is it like a powder that you put in the drink? Like, is that?
It's the whole drink. It's the whole drink. So we tell them, buy these ingredients, put them in the fermenter, here are the microbes, pitch them. That's it.
Okay, so you give them like the recipe.
Correct.
Okay.
So they buy the substrate, which is what's being fermented, because they have more buying power than us. Our IP is in what ferments that substrate.
Once they buy it from you, is there a reoccurring revenue that you get from it?
So they have to buy. We did some financial here. Here. So basically, it's $600 per 10 hack, which is 1,000 liters. So every time they make a recipe, they have to buy the microbes from us. We have a co-packer that we partner with, Lamont and Scott's Lab in the US. So they co-pack for us, and we make our money on the margins. So That's why we're focusing on large scale producers because they can consume more of these strains. And this is not something new to them. To them, like we're displacing $300, for example, that they pay for the 600. So the differential is not 600; it's less than that for them.
The product that was being served out there tonight, is that your own craft version?
Yes. So initially we were testing our process, so we had to make it a large scale. At one point we thought we could be a brand, and then we realized that that's not our business, so we stopped doing that. But we needed to test the product anyways, at thousands of liters, and that's what you see there is the proof of concept.
Is there a limit to the type of product that you can apply this process to?
No, which is a dangerous thing because that was one of the big confusing things for us. So we can make a clean version of the alcoholic drinks, which is what you see here. We can ferment non-alcoholic drinks like a cola or even a beer or even spirits. We can actually make a fermented non-alcoholic gin, or we can also make mood enhancing beverages. We can make drinks that enhance focus. The reason why we're more successful than other ones because with fermentation, you increase the bioavailability of those ingredients. So anything, for example, nootropics, they use certain nootropics that are made in a lab and they blend them in the drink as a mood enhancer to replace alcohol. The challenge with these things that they're not as bioavailable as is when they're fermented. That's our kind of. So our challenge is that we don't know how to sell them. So we rely on our customer to fill that gap for us. They're already in the market, they know who the retailer, who the consumer is. So they brand everything, they sell it, and we just supply them with the know-how and the actual strains to make the drinks.
Yeah. You mentioned you made 15 cold calls.
Correct.
Do you have a team that's going to help with that, or how do you plan to move forward with yourself?
So the team right now is what you see here, and part of the next phase is to actually fill the gaps in the team. So we have an AI engineer and biotechnician. We partnered with a lab here in Guelph, and they are our microbial strain partners. But yeah, we need to fill the team here. We need more. We have gaps on the technology side. We're gonna need somebody boots on the ground to coordinate, especially the first phase of the deployment of the customer. Our process is actually simpler than making traditional drinks. It just initially, as something new, you want to be there and present with them. Right now, I'm filling this gap with our early customers, but then obviously part of the raise is to fill those gaps.
Okay. Right, next up we have Eleanor from Mycopet. Stay.
Does your pet struggle with allergies, yeast infections, ear infections, hot spots, red goopy eyes, maybe rashes or hives? Have you tried everything from changing their diet to supplements, topicals, medications maybe like Benadryl, Apoquil, or prednisone, or even injections like Cytopoint? If you have, then you've spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars and you're still at square one. Well, I'm glad you're here today because I get to introduce you to Mycopet, and we're going to heal all your problems from the inside out. Hi, my name is Eleanor, and I'm the owner at Mycopet, and this is Mikva, our inspiration and our #1 brand ambassador. Our story is like everyone else's. Mikva was allergic to everything and nothing and had yeast infections out the wazoo, literally. We went through the whole vet rigmarole, and it just ended up with my pocketbook empty and Mikva with a lot of side effects. So I stopped everything and started to do my own research using the skills that I acquired through my Master's of Research degree, and I learned all about the gut microbiome, the immune system, and the body's natural ability to heal itself if given the right conditions. And so Mycopet was born. I should mention, myco is short for mycology, which is the study of fungi. So here at MycoPet, we produce all-natural mushroom-based supplements for dogs and cats, supercharged with probiotics, prebiotics, colostrum, and beta-glucans. We never add any fillers, artificial ingredients, or preservatives. Everything is non-GMO, organic, and there's no gluten or soy, and it's human grade. Now, we use these high quality standards in order to effectively target the root causes of issues rather than simply covering up the symptoms like all the drugs do. Now, at MycoPet, we currently have 5 main supplements, with gut and immunity being our number one at 85 to 90% of our sales. We recently added our Protect Disinfectant Spray, which effectively increased our average ticket by 30%. Since launching not even a year ago, March 2024, we generated our first $100,000 in revenue by October 31st, followed by our next $50,000 36 days later. Our rapid growth can be attributed to 4 main factors. The first being the pet humanization trend and subsequent growth within the pet industry, as well as the supplement sector. With a CAGR of 6.5%, we're looking at topping out at $600 billion by 2033. The second factor in our success has been our competitive advantage. We are the first to market to use mushrooms as medicine, which is kind of funny because mushrooms have been used as medicine by humans, animals, plants, and fungi for millennia. We also use a large number of probiotic species, providing therapeutic benefits and protection against a host of ailments and pathogens. And because we don't add any fillers, our serving size is the smallest, which eliminates the palatability issue, and we give the most servings per jar, meaning our customers get the biggest bang for their buck, something very important in today's economic environment. We've made this a no-brainer for customers to choose MycoPet. The next factor in our success has been our go-to-market strategy, where we focused on education through events such as markets, trade shows, and expos, as well as online, most recently in our podcast. Now, this 2-hour podcast is going to be chopped up into 1 to 2 minute segments in order to provide on-demand educational content. Now, this go-to-market strategy has allowed us to sell approximately 3,500 units direct to consumer through active subscriptions, as well as to our wholesale retailers such as Bone & Biscuit, Pet Value, and Chewy, who's the largest online retailer of pet supplies. Now, the last factor in our success is, of course, our team. Now, aside from myself, our 2 veterinarians, and our business advisor, we just hired on our first sales representative. Lisa brings with her the accolades of taking a company from 0 to 4 million in 2 years and acquiring the Vancouver Olympics Coca-Cola uniform contract. With Lisa, we plan to acquire 30 additional wholesale retailers per fiscal quarter. And this brings me to our ask. So today we are asking for $250,000 in exchange for 12.5% equity. These funds will be earmarked for expanding our marketing campaign, increasing our sales team across Canada, as well as conducting a research study on our number one product, gut and immunity. Thank you.
How is this currently being manufactured, and what's the intent for scalability as you grow?
Absolutely. So currently we're manufacturing all in-house. We actually have a space here at the hub. It's all up to GMP compliance, and therefore we are compliant with Health Canada, as well as the EU and American production practices. We are actually purchasing a powder mixing machine with the money that we were granted at the Starter Company Plus program. We'll be purchasing that next week, actually, and that is expected to increase production by 10 times. Currently, we can do 1,000 units in a day, so this will increase us to 10,000 units, which is the value of $50,000. In the future, as we continue to expand, we will use contract manufacturers. In fact, one of my suppliers has already offered out and given me quotes for that.
Thank you.
How is it? How do you serve it? Is it obviously goes in the food, the dog food? So, are you recommending that a specific food rather than the crap that you're giving?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's a powder. You add it to food. I always recommend to dampen the food in order that the powder sticks so that it doesn't poof up into the pet's face when they go to eat because their nose is right at their mouth. But we
Okay, like a lot of the dog food, all of the things
yes.
that you mentioned at the beginning, my dog has had. But we tried different diets, but the food itself is actually the problem.
Absolutely.
So this is a supplement to better food as well. So do you have recommendations there?
Yes. So great story. Mikva, actually, I started her off. She's the whole reason why I started the company, of course. She was on Beneful, which is the lowest grade of food you can possibly buy. And when I started to add the supplements to it, she cleared up to about 85%. And then it wasn't until I really started doing my business, I'm like, okay, she's now my brand ambassador and I need her to be perfect. And that's when I switched to raw. But I do consulting with all of my clients, especially when they start to say, oh, it's not working for me. Then I start to look at, okay, let's start to change your diet because we really need to fix something that you're putting into your dog or cat.
So right now you have wholesale dealers and you have subscriptions that you manage directly. As you grow the company, what's your approach for, how are you going to target that? Is it going to be the wholesale market? Are you trying to grow your own in-house subscription model? How do you see that?
Yeah, so managing the subscriptions, it'll go along with the scalability of production. We'll actually have someone else as well do the distribution. But right now, everything is managed through our e-commerce site on Shopify, and that can easily be done in-house right now. Right now, we have about one subscription per day per month.
As a supplement, is this daily ongoing or is it for a treatment for a specific amount of time?
You can use it either or. So the gut and immunity supplement is our base one that we recommend everyone should take because it is the natural alternative to vaccines, antibiotics, stuff like that. I actually take it myself as it is human grade, and I used to get sick all the time, and this one has kept me free of illness for 11 months where I used to get sick every quarter. Now, for the other ones, such as the joint and mobility, this one can really be used during an injury. Same with the lead mass. The lead mass is also really great for leaky gut syndrome, which has become more of a popular problem where animals aren't able to gain weight or keep the nutrients that they're actually to heal that. And so that's more of a treatment style.
Where do you stand with patents on all of these?
So I've looked into patents and weighed the pros and cons to it. And personally, I don't see a value in patenting it because someone could easily switch one tiny little thing and now my patent doesn't protect me. Instead, what we do is we use a proprietary formulation with Health Canada. So I do not have to disclose the actual ingredients or the amounts of each ingredient. I just have to tell the consumer that there is at least this amount of this ingredient in the formula.
So you want to raise $250,000 for an equity position. I can see that you're going to need more money. What is the use of funds for the 250, and what's your next? Would you classify this as a seed round?
Yes.
250. Have you raised any other? Have you raised any of the 250? How much have you got into the company, and what's your next?
Sure.
What's your next investment?
So this would be seed round. Currently, I've raised 5,000. That would be from the Starter Company Plus program. I have personally put in 50,000 into the company, as well as my own sweat equity. And the funds would be used for increasing our marketing campaign, attending more events because those have done so well for us. 66% of our revenue last year came from markets. And it's very important. It's an easier way to provide education to someone and ask them personal questions about their dogs to really get them to understand. And then we'll also be hiring additional sales reps throughout Canada to increase our footprint and market share. Now, our first sales rep, we hired them on as an independent sales rep, and it's 100% commission. And then lastly, we want to do that research study on the gut and immunity product in order to provide more research base and evidence that these supplements actually do work.
Sorry, I know time's up, but do you know your margins on the product?
Yes, they are between 84 to 93%. And that would be for manufacturing. It doesn't include overhead of facility and whatnot, but it does include labor.
Thanks.
Good job. Thank you.
Awesome. And last but not least, we have Milad from Linga. Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
Oh, yes. Controller.
Oh, the switch down.
Yeah. So last one. I'm always last one. There's something here. Yeah, let's start. Hi everyone. My name is Milad. I'm from Lingua. And have you ever tried to learn a new language? If yes, you might have experienced this. You actually learn a language. After a while, you read some text, you understand that. When you listen to someone that is speaking that language, you understand that. But when it comes to speaking, you find yourself struggling with it. You cannot find the right words, or you cannot even make a sentence. So if you experience that, you're not alone. Actually, we found that 95% of people who are learning new language, they experience this problem. But what is the reason here? The reason is that in order to speak fluently, one must one must actually activate that knowledge that they have acquired. And to activate that, they have to practice, they have to talk, they have to speak with a language partner or tutors. If they consider that they are not in an environment that they have friends in that specific language. So, what is the problem with language partners? Engagement can be inconsistent, lack of learning paths, unreliable feedback. When it comes to tutors, it's expensive, not flexible hours, and lack of personalized learning path. So here, LinkUp comes in. LinkUp is an personalized AI language partner that talks about real life conversations. When someone makes a error, it actually gives them instant feedback. They can see the error, they can save it, and they can practice it later. We've launched around 2 months ago, and since then, without much of a marketing, we reached to 1,300 installs. But that's not the important metric. The most important metric for us is the engagement time, which we reached to 18 minutes, which surpassed our expectations. And this is highly above industry standards. And we reached to this based on our MVP. Our business model is premium model. Premium model 20 messages per day, and premium model we have 3 pricing tiers. Language learning is a pretty big market, but we are focused on mainly 1.8 to 2 million potential users in Canada. Mainly, we are focused on young professionals and university students from age 18 to 35 from non-natively speaking English-speaking countries. And we are going to reach these target customers through 5 marketing channels that are in the right side of the slide. As I said, we released our MVP that we were embarrassed by last two months ago. This quarter, we are releasing our V1, and we are going to work on retention optimization. Next quarter, we are going to utilize our marketing channels. We have some marketing channels. Our Instagram account has 24K followers. So we are going to utilize that to bring more customers. We plan to reach to 25K MRR by quarter 3. And in quarter 4, we are going to add new languages, 3 main, French, Spanish, and German. But when it comes to language learning, at first sight, people think that, oh, this is a red ocean. And At first, actually, this is true. But when you find the right dimensions, when you find the right niche, it actually can become blue ocean. So what we are doing, real life conversations and highly personalized and adaptive learning path, which is really useful for students that are higher intermediate and advanced levels. This industry is blue ocean. Our team, me and my co-founder, we have combined more than 15 years of experience in the education field. My co-founder built a similar startup for K-12 students, and which is now used by 5% of all target population, target customers. And I scaled the tech startup from 0 to 6 million users. We are raising $200,000 as pre-seed for app development and customer acquisition. And if you know any universities and colleges, we would love to get into partnership with them to introduce our app to their students, specifically international students. And thank you very much. Oh, sure. By the way, this is the first time I got under 5 minutes. 2 seconds break. That's a milestone for me. Thank you.
What's your target conversion rate for the premium to premium model?
Yeah, so what we've seen based on industry standards on our previous experience, we are actually hoping to achieve 5% conversion rate. And this is not really seeing high level conversion, it's like average conversion. But we think we can actually reach to 10% too. But yes, unofficial. Please, yeah.
I'm going to ask a basic question because I'm still not quite sure how it works.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's more like that's so it's more like a language partner that you talk with it, speak with it.
In your own language?
In the language that you are learning. For example, if I'm learning English, I talk with it in English and about real life conversation. For example, I went to Tim Hortons and I want to to actually buy a coffee. What would the conversation over there be? And I talk with about that, and it helps me to understand what are my mistakes and what native would say in each situation. So here, for example, they say, "I'm glad you watched it. What was your favorite part?" They are talking about movies, and whenever they make a mistake, I like the ending. This should have the ending. They can see the error, they can check it, they can save it, and they can review it later.
So they're conversational autocorrect, essentially. So it autocorrects your conversation so the next time you can say it correctly.
Correctly, yeah. And it actually learns based on your mistakes and it personalizes the learning path. So, for example, if you made an article mistakes, it pushes you to use it more often later on until it says, okay, you know this one, and then it goes to the next one.
Does it provide you milestones like that? Like, so it says you're now more proficient, or does it give you updates to how well you're doing over time?
Yeah, what we are right now measuring is the number of spoken words. We believe that there is a general methodology in education that the amount of fluency is relevant to the amount of spoken words, and we are measuring that. And we actually say that so there's 6 levels of standard English scores from A1 to C2. We say, okay, and now you become, you went from A1 to A2 and A2 to B1 and these types of things. So it's completely measurable in that sense.
What languages do you use now? What languages are in this system?
Right now it's English, but we are adding French, Spanish, and German in the last quarter of this year.
Your $200,000 ask for investment dollars for the development. Is that for the new languages?
No, mainly we are actually building this app and we are increasing the engagement time and retention rate in this app. We know that what path we should go, and 60% of it is going to be in the product development, and 40% is going to build sustainable marketing channels. which we have worked on it, and we are actually doing some areas in SEO and this type of thing. We don't want to put more money into paid advertising. We just want to focus on affiliate, SEO, social media, these types of things.
When you get partnered with, say, a university, how do you see that working?
First of all, we want them to introduce our app to their students, but later on, what we've talked with our coaches, we want actually to get into the applications of the universities. For example, Niagara College has its own application, and they have a lot of international students. We want to actually sell this as white label to them, so their students can use this. But that's in the future. Yeah.
Awesome. So that is the end of the pitch competition portion of the event. Thank you to everyone pitching and thank you to all the judges for spending the time with us. So judges, we're going to stay here to deliberate and to discuss the pitch winner. So if I could get everyone to go back to the main room. Pardon? Sorry. Thank you for coming and thank you for listening. We'll be back.
Exactly. Yeah, sure. I mean, they were all very good.
Same place as last time?
Yeah. That's not exactly where it went. I just need you to move power first. Okay. And I'm gonna get the laptop to its first location. For the record, I had the greatest shot of you ever. It's just every time you ask the question, you're the closest to the camera.
I thought I was gonna hide from it if I rolled back.
If you'd roll back, you would have been fine. But you two are like right up at the front, and just every time it cuts to you, just like looking, you're like, this is friggin' Dragon's Den.
Like walk around the biggest like wait. So like liability of quitting sign. Someone trips, it's their fault. Alright.
There are 3 plugs under the station. Four. Sorry?
Any
Here. You have this, don't you?
It's not that.
You have one.
Yeah, but it says welcome to the stream. This is gonna be the background.
Right, my bad.
Throw them under a little harder, alright? I've got the back for this. Okay, everything got power ready?
Looks like.
Okay, so we're still lit up.
waiting for this scenario, but it's competition like prize competition too. So first off, before we do a big round of applause to our judges in the pitch competition everywhere, Dean, Miss, Chris, Fred, Rick, and Angela. We thought they would be deliberating for like 3 minutes, but ended up being 50 minutes. So that's how tight and close it was too. So that's a testament to all you entrepreneurs. You guys did a great job pitching it. It made their decision so much harder. So the way it's going to work right now is we're going to announce the community prizes, so the best demo booths. They're going to come up here, take their photos, and then we have to rewrite the checks. So it's going to be like maybe a couple minute break in between. And then we'll get into the alumni prizes and then the most recent cohort prizes too. So of the 3 community prizes, the demo prizes, can I get drum rolls, please, everybody? Check. Used for an ecosystem to make their processes a lot quicker using AI, so that next time you're using your lawyer, they're probably using AI. So ask them to charge you less. And also, yes, with our offices that are offices, the next meeting is so Mohammed has an amazing organization. He uses hydronic acid injections to help people with different disabilities in their face and other parts of the body too. So that's one sign to. And from over here, the basics. Right now, you're doing smelter and yeah, well, amazing candles, everybody. Make sure you get that one on your way out too. But Sandra's been with us for the last little bit of years, starting at the Medicinal Women's Market and slowly growing her empire here across Niagara and beyond. So one more time for Sandra. Perfect. Okay, at this time, we're presenting the next checks. I want to bring up one of our sponsors to the stage, Mr. Fred Davies, to talk a little bit about the Business Angel Network and all the great stuff that he's doing here. Sorry to put you on the spot. You can never follow him. It's like he's in a fighting ring. He's announcing the next card that's coming up. I got to give my own personal thanks for all of the work he does here. I come in here from time to time to help mentor companies and work with the companies that Dan's brought in here and his team. It's been a fantastic experience for me, and I look forward to coming to the hub. And tonight is a good example of what happens when the community comes together and puts this together. But thank you, Dan, and your team for all you do here. We launched Blue Ocean Angels here about 2 months ago with our first angel group. Blue Ocean is a strategy that is focused on sort of those unicorn ideas, as opposed to a red ocean, which has got a whole bunch of competition. And Blue Ocean is one of a kind new business idea that can take the world by storm. The example I use is Uber. Uber is a good example of a Blue Ocean strategy company. It came out of nowhere and invented the industry overnight. The red ocean was all the taxi cabs and all of the transportation networks that were on one side, in the red ocean where everybody's beating each other up, and that's all the blood that's in the water. The blue ocean is that unique idea that changes the way we do business in certain sectors. So that's the underlying idea between Blue Ocean Angels Canada. And this is the perfect place for it to be, because we have seen a lot of interesting ideas tonight. Pitches and companies that we reviewed all have very unique, game-changing ideas, and that is what Blue Ocean Angels is about. It's a hybrid model of the angel investing community where we want to get involved on the ground level, at the bootstrapping level of these companies. And that's the companies that we saw tonight are really at that early stage level. We believe
But angel investors, as the industry has changed over the last decade, angel investors are looking to find something of value to these new companies, something in their community that builds jobs and enterprises, and that's what we're trying to do with Blue Ocean. So we're happy to present the prizes tonight, and I'm happy that we'll go to the winners of the pitch competitions.
Very good. Thank you, Fred.
Thank you, Fred. Okay, well, we're gonna take our time and talk real slow. No, but is third place ready?
No, doing them in the
What's that?
writing them in the wrong order.
Waiting in the wrong order. Okay.
So,
Next time, please. Katie, by the way, has the best handwriting on the team, so that's why she's been tasked with this job to do that.
make me do this.
Well, it never gets old. Like I said, thank you guys for coming out tonight. Like I said, it's past 8 o'clock. We still have lots of people here. That's a new record for us. So let's give yourselves all a round of applause for coming out here and supporting entrepreneurs in the latest here in Niagara Falls. It's not, I personally, many of you don't know, I'm an entrepreneur myself, and I spent a lot of time traveling Canada, United States, and different incubators and accelerators, and I can say that the support that we get from the community here is unlike anywhere else. Sometimes you spend time in the big cities like Toronto, you're just another number. When you come here to Niagara Falls and Niagara Region, you're taken care of. You're taken care of with investors and mentors. You're taken care of with great staff and coaches. You're taken care of with people that will take care of your IT. So it's truly, a holistic approach here, because we don't believe that there's anything as a bad idea. If you found the idea, you found a gap in the market. We're just trying to train you to be great entrepreneurs, and that's the big difference. Is that anybody can come with an idea, but it's those people that can take that idea to the next level. I encourage you guys to come here as often as you can. Come check out the place. We always have great events. Please stay up to date. I know that on Sunday, is Dr. David Harper here still? Yep. You want to give a little pitch about your event on Sunday? All right.
Well, everybody knows that chronic illness and chronic disease is a big deal. My mother passed away about a year or so ago from Alzheimer's. Anyone here have an experience with Alzheimer's in their family or dementia? You know what it's like? It's not fun. And I'm proud of my father for all that he did in that. But I have a heart for helping people know that they are their own hero for their own life. My company name is Maverick, so the idea of being a Maverick Health hero. And I've joined up with someone named Margaret Wallace Duffy. And Margaret is an amazing human being. She was able to create something called the Preventative Health Awareness Month. And Health Canada has recognized that for the month of February. We're trying to make it a Preventative Health Awareness movement and take it across Canada. So on Sunday from 11:30 until 4, Margaret will be here, I'll be here, and a friend of mine from the U.S., Dr. Robert Rakowski, will be here. He's an expert speaker and physician from Texas, close friend of mine. And so we would like as many people to come out and enjoy the event. Mayor Jim is going to kick us off at 11:30, and I'm going to be on stage at 12. We're going to be talking about what it means to understand the game that we're in, called What Does It Mean to Be Healthy? We want to compress morbidity and not see people. Heart and Stroke said that the average Canadian will spend the last 10 years of their life living in sickness. Who here thinks that's unacceptable? It's unacceptable. So compression of morbidity means spending the least amount of time at the end of your life. Birth is terminal. So that's what the event is, guys. Hope you can come, have some fun. It's a launch party. We have a portable spa coming called Heal Go from Heal House in King City. They're going to be here attending, have their spa outside. And come.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Green. And clearly was working. He's actually 75 years old. He looks a lot younger. So, perfect.
Give him the wrong.
Okay, you got it wrong track.
Is it the wrong one?
Again, we do things backwards. It's our Blue Ocean. Kind of forging our own path. Okay, let me see what we got here. Okay, in third place from the alumni, please help me welcome Sandra. Sandra. Sandra has a platform that connects Uber drivers, DoorDash drivers, and all skip the dishes all into one restaurant. He currently is working with KFC and Pizza Hut. Obviously, he doesn't eat KFC and pizza. Look how good he looks up there, folks. But he has a very powerful company, and he's doing great work here in Canada and the United States as well. So we're up for Sandra. Please back around. In second place, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Renee and Keating. Hold on up here, Renee. Hold up here. Renee has a platform that automates the agriculture industry for farmers, winemakers, and different businesses in the agriculture system. He just was the recent recipient of the IDEA Fund here at Niagara too. So don't let those red shoes scare you. This guy's the real deal, everybody. Please give it up for Renee and Kiki, buddy. Okay. And first one is helping well, up here with today.
Thank you so much.
So it has a platform, a marketing platform for car dealers and car dealerships as well. All in one platform where they can actually sell a car, they can promote the car, they can market it like Instagram. He's working with one teams here across Ontario. Okay. And our next thing being they were saying it. That's it. Okay. While we're getting the next checks ready, we're going to bring on our other sponsor for the evening, Frank Whittle from RBC Ventures. Please help me welcome Frank Whittle from the Group.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. Like Fred said, tough act to follow with this guy. Your enthusiasm and excitement is tough to match, but I also feel like I'm on The Price is Right right now. In all seriousness, big thank you to Dan, Marina, Emma, and the whole Hub family. What an event! Great for the community. So round of applause for them. And I also wanted to congratulate the graduates from tonight, the contestants that we just watched, and as well all the entrepreneurs that have a booth here. It's great to see the health of Niagara Falls and the community is in good hands with you guys, and it's very bright. So congratulations to everybody on that. Like Dan said, I work at RBC Dominion Securities, which is actually just 2 blocks that way. Dan and I and Marina and Emma met actually about 2 months ago, almost to the date, at a mixer down in Niagara on the Lake, and just got talking. And obviously, I don't have to explain when you talk to Dan and his passion for entrepreneurs and the community itself is infectious. We began talking in January a little bit, and I also grew up in Niagara Falls. I have a love for the community. And I talked to Dan and his team about, how can we help, and I would love to be a part of it. And I'm just happy and honored to be, supporting and sponsoring the contestants and the winners tonight. And, happy to be here. So thank you, everybody. And let's go on to the winners.
All right, everybody. Doesn't it look like Aaron Rodgers' green version, everybody? What's that? Well, hopefully the girls can pick you up to bring in some Chiefs. Okay. Give it up for the Perfect. Milan has a unique AI app used for language learning, where the AI actually listens to the words you say and then figures out which words you have trouble pronouncing, and then will prompt you with sentences using that word over and over until you perfect it. Keep up for Milan. In second place for the alumni, we have someone who makes the smoothest drink around. Please have a welcome, Cindy. Buffalo Belly is a new beverage that is brewed locally here that does not use sugar for its fermentation process. It's a gut-friendly beverage. Not only that, Subi has an AI platform where it can tell you how to create a certain flavor profile using certain molecules. For example, if you want lime flavor, you can actually use cilantro to make that lime flavor. So no more having to purchase expensive exotic fruits. Coriander, sorry. I'm pretty sure it's synonymous. I'm Spanish. I'm pretty sure coriander and cilantro are synonymous. We'll see that. Okay. It's recent. Recent week. Alabama has a supplement that is used for dogs and for horses across using mushrooms as a base of the supplement to help fight allergies, anxiety, and other things as well. Alabama most recently has been selling her products on Chewy and a lot of other big retailers here. And if you're wondering, it's not the psychedelic mushroom, so no, that will be okay. Unless you don't want to be. But yeah, Michael, Alabama produces everything right here in-house. Please give it up for Michael. Okay, everybody, that concludes our prizes for tonight. I got a huge thank you from our sponsors, Blue Ocean Angels with Fred Davies, and then the little front of RBC Ventures and Dominion Securities. I also want to give a big mention, a big thank you to my team. Without my team, this place wouldn't be here. So everybody, Marina, Katie, Silvana, Jake, Emma, Nicole, Linda, Rosanna, and Mike. Am I forgetting anybody there? Yeah, Amanda, Jimmy, working today. So again, these guys are awesome. They work tirelessly. We were setting up the last 2 or 3 days straight, working late nights, but we all had fun doing it. And again, this place is not survived with the team. I'm really the person with the mic, but these guys are the ones that make this engine run. So a big thank you from me personally, and Tyler too. Big thank you from me personally. I love you guys so much, and again, we're excited for the future together. We hope that you guys continue to come to these great events and continue to flourish with us as we make Niagara Falls the staple on this planet for innovation. So, thank you again. Please don't want to say it. So, see you guys all the time. Thank you. Here.